Hey, what is up, guys? 77 here, coming to you guys with a super awesome video today. Yeah, guys, happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a great one so far. It's a little bit cold. The temperatures went down, and I think we're only supposed to get up to like 47 today. So, but no rain or anything. It's just gonna be cloudy. Anyway, guys, as if you guys are new to the channel, we're gonna start off by saying, go down, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Give this video a like. Check the links to everything that you need for supporting the channel, the TCG player, the eBay, store page, Patreon, all that stuff will be down below. Yeah, guys, so this video is about, I saw a Capital G's video yesterday, talking about that in Rush Duels, you can use Pot of Greed now at 1. They have a tier in Rush Duels where any card that's on that tier, you can only use one of them in your deck at all, not one of each, but one of any of that. And it got me thinking, if the TCG was to do away with having a ban list, if you could use any card that ever existed, but only use one of them in your side deck, extra deck, what would that card be? And I thought it was kind of interesting. In his video, he was talking about, like, Blue Eyes is on that list. So you can only use one Blue Eyes. So, you're not making, Blue Eyes Ultimate or anything. And it's an interesting thought of how different the game would be if you can only use one copy of certain cards. Nothing's banned, but you can only use one copy of certain cards. I thought that'd be incredibly interesting. And the fact that you can't use one of each of them, you can only use one from that tier. If you guys had a chance to play in something like that, if that's what we've adapted in the TCG, what would be that one card that you would use? And secondly, what kind of deck would you be looking to play? I feel like for a lot of people, the decks would stay the decks that they're playing now. But it would be interesting to see, what's the one card that was formerly banned that they would put in that deck to try to give it even more consistency. And to see, it would also be interesting to see if any of the decks that are playing today, if they put any of those cards on that list, to where you might not be able to play any deck at full strength, and you might have to be real creative with what you do. I think it would be an incredibly fun format. I think it would be an incredibly different game than what we're seeing now. And it would unlock any card you want to use, but you have to only use one of them, and that's, I don't know. I don't think that you could break anything by doing that. And if they were to go, all the way back to the beginning and put cards from the start of it to now, and continuously add cards to that list, is you're maybe you have to play one of a monster that you would normally play 3 of in a deck, and replace those other 2 with something else. I think it would be very interesting. He was also talking that Genzo's on that list, like I think Dark Magician, Red Eyes, like all the old school main power cards are all on that list. So yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting thought to me. I think that it would make for a very diverse, very interesting, almost like how the game used to be. You didn't have so much a dominant archetypes, dominant, decks like that. You took the best available playable cards, put them together, and made something, that worked. And we've kind of gone away from that. now it's more of, you either take a dominant archetype or mix two of them together, and come up with something uh, Shadal invoked, uh, Zodiac Eldritch, Bird Up. They're all mixtures of two decks. Like I think that it would be interesting to go back to, like, the formats as well, like GOAT format or something like that, where those cards weren't necessarily meant to go together, but they played well together and made for the top decks at the time. So anyway, guys, what's your thought about if the TCG was to do a legendary tier? Everything comes off the ban list, and everything goes to the cards on the legendary tier, or whatever they decide to call it, would be at one card, or you can only use one copy in your deck, extra deck or side deck, and it's only one. You can't use one of each of them, and so you couldn't do, say one Pot of Greed, one Graceful Charity. You can only do one of any of the cards on that list. I think it would be very interesting. I think that it would be something to, something like Magic the Gathering. Yep, absolutely. I think that it would give us way more options, and you could come up with something really interesting, and you never know where you're playing somebody, and instead of basically, if you're playing in today's game and you know what the top decks are you basically know what the list of cards they're running is. Like, even if you've never played against the person before, you've never seen them play before, 95% of their deck. Basically, all you don't know is what they're going to side against you. So, to me, I think that something like this, if you start getting to top 16, top 8 of a tournament. Oh my goodness! Hey, bud, how are you? I haven't seen you in forever. Okay. Yeah, things are going good for me. Things are going good for me. That's awesome. I'm glad that you're still around. Things are, good to see you. Yeah, but you get to the top 16, top 8 of a tournament, and all of a sudden you don't even know what to side, because you don't necessarily know, even you think you know what deck they're playing or whatever. You don't know what they're going to do with the, what's that power card that they're holding. And so, well, that was really interesting. Guys, if you haven't gone and watched Capital G's video, you should definitely do that. He was talking about rush duels, and honestly, I don't know that much about rush duels. I don't know anybody that plays them. And I know it's a different kind of thing. And sorry about that. It never fails. You try to do a live video and phone calls and stuff, but yeah. So, but I think if we did something like that in the TCG, it would be really awesome. Oh, Trap Tricks, nice. I'm glad to see that you're back playing. And I was concerned, like, the last time I saw you and knew that that you had stopped playing or whatever, or the community wasn't being the greatest to you, and that's kind of something. That's another thing, guys. It's like this community can be toxic at times. I hate to say that, but like it really can. And we should support each other. Like we all come from different backgrounds and that kind of stuff. But this is a game. This is for fun. We're too many people take it too seriously. Like this is a life and death thing, and it's amazing. Sometimes some of the arguments and stuff I see, and how people taking a card game and that's designed to be entertainment and amusement, and turning it into something that's not what it was meant to be. And these are grown men, and my buddy Pat's commenting on this stream, and I remember back in the day, because his views on certain things can't talk, were different than other Yugi tubers, some of the bigger name Yugi tubers at the time, Underworld 6667 Dan, and who's not even doing Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, or and some people like that, they would get it, Pat, and it's like, we're not robots. We don't all have to believe the same thing, even when it comes to this game. Like, just because I'm going to say like Dragon Links is the top deck right now. Well, maybe it is, and maybe it's not. Like, it depends. And will it win every event? No, obviously not. And it's got bad matchups. Like, well, I can't say bad matchups. It's got matchups that it doesn't do well against, like every other deck does. Yeah, absolutely. You're so right. Hey, I like to see. I like to see, smaller channels that I've watched for a while, and all of a sudden they're growing and becoming, and they're the big guys now. And you'll always have like the MCOL 40s and the capital G's and the Jobbers and Cyber Knights. It's the extremely big channels will always be there. But now people like V, who was I remember him when he was a small channel. I watched him there. You guys had him on your live streams. I remember that from back in the day. And now he's got like almost 17,000 subscribers. Yeah, I remember Crush Cards when they started like a few years ago, and now they've got 25,000 plus subscribers and stuff like that. And don't ever give up on your dreams, guys. Like, if that's what you want to do, for me, like I'm not interested in putting out the same content that everybody else puts out. I'm not doing the daily market watches. Is to run my subscribers or up. And I like watching the market watches and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. On I'll watch every one of those that V puts up, every one of those that Robbie Cole puts up. But a lot of that stuff. Yeah, Ben 10 would be Goku and Superman. Not exactly on subject, but yeah, I like your thought process there. I don't know, but yeah, so I guess as I'm going to do the content that I do without trying to boost my numbers by doing the same market watch every day on the same cards and how they've changed in 24 hours. I mean, yeah, that's nice to see, especially if you're like me, if you do this as a business too, and you've got those cards and you got these people that are keeping track of what those cards are worth, rather than you having to look them up. You see that somebody starts buying something that they wouldn't normally be buying, and so the price is shot up on it. And me as a seller, I'll go in there and list, the ones I have while they're hype on that card, and sell them for more than what they should be worth. So yeah, Pat, you're right. It's clickbait. It's basically whatever you want to put in the title or the thumbnail of your video. You're trying to get people, and Cap said it in this video. This was clickbait, but I didn't lie to you. They did let you use Pot of Greed, but not in the TCG. It was a rush duel. Getting to use Pot of Greed, but I really I really do like that idea. I like the idea of, you know, being able to everything's unbanned, everything's free. You know, V's always talking about, you know, free Max C. Well, yeah, you want to use one Max C as your legendary card or whatever. I think that would be really cool. Well, I thought about it, and like most of you guys that watch my channel know I'm a Lightsworn player, and I'll play like everything from pure Lightsworn, Chaos Lightsworn, Zombie Sworn. You know, I've got a couple of my own interesting decks I've talked about. You know, my Neuralist Sworn and like the Lightsworn that uses Ancient Gear Gajiltron Dragon. So when JD pops or Gear Town, the Gajiltron comes from the deck, graveyard or hand. So it's an extra 3,000 body on board. And so like those type of things are fun to me. You know, figuring out the different ways to play the same deck, and you know, I have a Blue Eyes Lightsworn deck. Like I play, you know, I like playing it in different ways. You know, with my favorite cards. You know, but right now, like I'm watching the meta, and to me, the meta looks very much like depending on where you're at it's Dragon Links, Shaddoll Invoked, Prank Kids. There's still enough Virtual World running around. There's still Bird Up running around, Dinos, and like I think that I don't know if it's going to stay Bird Up, but there's going to be some kind of Tri Brigade variant, and that's going to be still good for a while. There's got more stuff coming out, and then like the new some of the new Lyralist support that they've got coming out in a couple sets. That's going to be very interesting too. So. Yep. No offense to Sam, but you know, that's another bigger channel that how do I say this without like you know, stepping on toes or offending somebody? It's back to what I said. It's clickbait. You know, if you can. I opened a $50,000 collection. Look at these amazing things I pulled. First off, bro, like if you got $50,000 to be spending on Yu-Gi-Oh, like send me some. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. But you know, you're right. It is misleading to new players, and that's the thing about this game, guys. Like some of us are very old school in this game from back in the beginning, but what you got to realize is as we get older and everything like that, there's always new players coming in and new channels getting started every year. And I wish that there was somebody like, and I used to try to do it to an extent, and you know, I would try to find, because I spend a lot of time looking for these new people to see, you know, what they got, what they're offering to the community. And so, I very well might start doing that again, you know, doing like an up and coming Yugi tuber or whatever, and that kind of stuff. But even if I do that stuff, you know, it's not going to get them the recognition that they deserve, because I'm not on the spot of some. I wish some of these bigger channels, especially ones that I've watched that, you know, other big channels help them get to where they're at. I wish they would go back and do the same thing for the small channels to get them up there. You know, because there are a lot of Curry Goldwig. It does these incredibly awesome videos about buying and selling collections, and he'll go on eBay and find 2 or 3 collections, and every time he does one of those videos, and look through them, see what you're getting, see what the price is at, and see if you should buy it or pass. And I love those videos. And he just recently hit what was 100 subscribers. I'm like, and he edits his videos beautifully. He takes a great deal of time and pride in his videos. And people like that, they need more subscribers. They need more people to know that they exist. So that's a shout out to him. You guys go sub to him if you haven't done that already. Get him up in the thousands of subscribers range, and keep growing his channel, because he's one of my favorite ones to watch too. And there are so many of them, and I like Melfi Rabby, like the funny, you never know what they're gonna do next type of videos, and they're just a little short, to the point. You watch it, you laugh, you smile, and you hit that like button, and it's an every time thing. And some of them are like under a minute, like real quick, real to the point, and you're just like, yeah, I can get behind this. So anyway, guys, don't forget to go support the little guys. If you see a video of somebody that you like, leave those comments down below. Leave the links to those videos. I'll go watch them. If I'm not already subbed to them, I'll sub to them and show them support, like their videos. And that's what we're all trying to do. Like, some of us on a grander scale, some of us on a smaller scale. Oh my goodness, I hadn't seen that. I hadn't seen that Simo said that Yu-Gi-Oh is sexist. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. I mean, and like the thing about it is, a lot of us have merchandises and stuff like that that we're trying to push. But like for me, and obviously I'm not a big YouTuber or whatever, but I sent some of my Pat, on that note, you should send me your address, buddy, and your shirt size. I would love to send you a Sportskool77 Heart of the Cards t-shirt. I sent one to Jobber, and he wore it on one of his videos. And I sent one to one to Brian, one of the Logan Crush cards. And I would love for you to have one. And I'm so glad that you're back in the game. But yeah, anyway, like I started to say, some of us have that kind of stuff and whatever, and maybe we're trying to sell it or whatever. But for me, seeing somebody in another state on another, that have way more subscribers than I do, shirt on their video, like, that's good enough for me. Like, I'm not one of those people that are doing this to get so much recognition or whatever. I'd like to be bigger, yeah, but I don't take the time doing my videos that a lot of you other creators do. I'm more interested. A lot of you guys know this. I buy and sell cards. I buy collections and flip them and that kind of stuff. This is a business for me. That also happens to be a hobby that I love. But right now, especially with the way that things are going on in the world, I haven't physically played Yu-Gi-Oh in probably, I would want to say 2 years, maybe 3. Do I still have the cards? Do I still build the decks? Yes. But a lot of the times, I'm building Shaddoll Invoke right now. I've almost got it finished. I've got get a few things for the side deck, and but before I will even probably ever play, I'll probably have it sleeved up and ready for a while, and it may very well be that it quits being, or it's looking like it might get hit on the ban list, or it quits being one of the top decks, and I sell it before I ever play it. So, but I still I want to have that option. I actually had a buddy that I used to play with years ago. Oh, he was saying that I should do a tournament here locally. I don't think like you guys. I'm in a small place in Oklahoma. Like I don't think that it would have the success as we had done some tournaments here before when my youngest brother was still here, and I think we got about 20 people, something like that. Which I mean, most of them were kids is that were like Pat was saying about the the new players. We got some people interested in the game for a little bit, but they kind of fell out of interest with it. So I don't know. I don't even know if there's still any interest. My mom is a librarian. She was telling me not too long ago that some kids had asked her about if her son still played and had cards and stuff. But I don't know. There's always. Okay, I will definitely sub to your channel, but I didn't realize that you had a different thing going on. I've been working more to the management. That's awesome. That's awesome. I used to try to do that. The budget deck thing, and to where back then, and Pat can vouch for this. Is back then, and if you structure deck or a starter deck at Walmart or Target or wherever you were buying your decks from, they weren't really competitive. They weren't like the structure decks that they make now. That mostly, a lot of times now with the structure decks you get, if you buy 3 of that structure deck, you have that archetype basically. Obviously, they're not going to give you, all the broken side deck cards, and they might not give you, all the extra deck cards you need, but you've got the core, not even the core of the deck. You've got the deck. So, but when Pat and I were playing back then, and that wasn't the case. So what I used to do is try the decks for new players, and I quit doing it because I got tired of like, tier 1 players or whatever, or getting on those videos and being like, hey, you're selling trash. Well, to you it's trash, but I'm selling a $10 budget deck for these newer players, or that they can actually has good enough cards in it that that gives them a start. Like it's better than the deck that they're going to buy at Walmart to start with, and they can build it up. So, but it's things like that. Those are the reasons why, like, I don't get on the Facebook groups anymore and try to sell all my stuff on there. I have TCG Player, I have eBay, I have my store page, my Facebook page. I sell my stuff through those outlets, and don't deal with places like Zodiac Duelist that you get on there and you have these idiots. It's like they just trash whatever you're trying to do, and I got so sick of that. I got into it with this one dude, and I was just like, you know what, this is not worth it. Like, hey, you want to argue prices that much? Just skip the post. You don't have to look at what I'm selling. You don't have to buy from me. Anyway, but yeah, guys. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is what it is. Like a Pat knows me. I don't switch up. I've been the same person my whole life, and when stuff happens, like, and I think that the video that you're talking about was either when I was like when I went off on the YouTube awards or the or when I went off on Asian Eyes about that, you know, teasing those kids. That to me, like, I almost feel like videos like that, like there's something that can be done from a legal standpoint and on that, because you're a grown man and you're. I mean, I guess, you know, technically he wasn't harassing the actual players. He was just teasing what they did in his video. But I don't know, that never set well with me. Like, and like, you know, as a father myself, like you just don't come at my kids like it's just a no. But yeah, you know, you got these, and that's one thing that never changes in the community. Like, and because of some of the things where, you know, I've realized as over the years that, you know, guys like Robbie Cole are a lot more humble than what I had originally thought that he was or whatever. But you still, you hit a certain number of subscribers and you're gonna have these people that will go to, like, I don't think that they would actually physically in person go to war for these bigger YouTubers, but they will be keyboard warriors for them all day. I promise you, if I was to get on a video and say something about, oh, can you believe what Robbie Cole did? I can't believe he would do that, and went to saying something about Robbie Cole and something he did. I might not get, you know, 5 comments on the video, but 3 of them would be defending Robbie Cole, like, you know, like that kind of stuff. And it's the same with any big. And, you know, all the, what these people need to realize, and what you guys need to realize, is all these people are just people. They get up every day the same way that you do. They put their pants on one leg at a time. Like, you know, they have jobs and families and lives and whatever going on. Some of them, you know, and whatever. But, you know, your number of subscribers, it does not make you better than the next person. Like, that is what I'll harp on it till the day I die. If someday, like, you know, 5-10 years down the line, and you guys look me up and I have, you know, 50,000 subscribers or something, I don't see that ever happening. But if it was to happen, and I'm not gonna, you're not gonna click on a Sportskool77 video and see me, you know, being some arrogant asshole that thinks I'm better than anybody else. You're going to see the same me that I was today with the, I think I'm back up, I'm getting close to 300 subscribers again. And I lost a lot of subscribers when in the a couple year absence that I had. My baby mama, she wouldn't let me, I say she wouldn't let me, she didn't think it was worth wasting the time to do videos and stuff. Like, it was just a bad deal. And, like, you know, I had to sell my deck and anyway, I don't want to go into that, but yeah. So guys, anyway, leave your comments down below. Yeah, Pat, I totally get that. Yeah, and see, I hate that, because you shouldn't have to, you know, kill your channel because these bigger channels have that kind of influence. And the thing that I always thought was crazy. Yep. And I'm good, but I'm glad to see you too. But the thing, Pat, the thing that was crazy about that is for as much as they always hated on you, your name stayed in their mouths 95% of the time. And it's crazy to me how much they paid attention to you. I mean, even if it was just a bash on you, like I don't understand, you know, why you were so important to them, and like I don't know. Oh, but I know Dan especially was one of the ones that just and he told me, I have messages from him. He told me, you know, I hate Pat and all this kind of stuff, and this kind of, I was like, you know, dude, hate's a very strong word. Like, this is Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, if you're hating somebody because of Yu-Gi-Oh, like I don't know. But anyway, guys, back to the point. I got all kinds of sidetracked. At, you know, seeing Pat, it kind of brought up some old stuff, but the point was, and again, guys, leave the comments down below. Oh, if TCG did like the Rush Duels are doing with a legendary tier, and no cards are banned, say everything that's on the ban list today is now at 1, but in your main, side, and extra, you can only use 1 copy of one of those cards. What's that card going to be? And so leave those comments down below. Also, what kind of deck would you be playing? Pat, you had mentioned that you're playing trap tricks now. I feel like you could. I don't see that there would be anything in trap tricks that they would put on that list. So that basically means you'd have what you're playing now, and you could pick one card from, you know, the legendary tier to put in that deck to make your deck even stronger. So you'd probably be in pretty good shape. Yeah. Oh, Dust Shoot. Yes. Yes. Dust Shoot's awesome. Wow. Yeah. It's, yeah. Like, I was trying to think about the other day. I think that if I'm not mistaken, doing this since 2007. I want to say. So that's what we're going what 14 years, something like that. And there was a lot less Yugi tubers then, and but back then, you know, the bigger Yugi tubers like Galactigod and people like that, and if you would reach out to those people back then, they would help you either, you know, get your name out to the community, or show you what you needed to do to get, you know, your name out there to everybody. And I think that that's different than the big YouTubers we have now. And quite honestly, and this might rub some people the wrong way too, but a lot of the YouTube content that we have today is becoming very stale. Like, you know, some of the people out there are doing a great job of keeping their stuff fresh-ish and editing the crap out of it, and, you know, taking the time to whatever you want to see us do, that's what we're gonna do. I think of Crush Cards, you know, every video they say, you know, oh, if you guys let us know what you guys want to see, you know, as far as deck profiles, whatever it is, and you know, we'll do that for you guys. And that's the kind of things I think that more people need to do. You know, don't forget your subscribers. Like, you know, remember the people that are making you what you are. Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm sorry, like, guys, I'm not going to change who I am for all the subscribers on YouTube. Like, if somebody was to tell me, Sportscool, if you would quit being the person that you are, or if you would, I don't know, dress differently, talk differently, act differently, edit your videos more, and do nothing but market watches, deck profiles, and what's the new cards coming out. And like, guys, I talk about the new cards coming out, like especially if it's something like, I got really excited when I found out that they were going to do the Egyptian God structure decks, because I've waited for years. Anybody that's played this game like since the beginning and have waited for, when are they going to make the Egyptian gods decks to where you can play that's what you're playing, and you don't have to play them in something else, and they actually get their own support. And so that was what was exciting to me. But yeah. So if somebody was to tell me, Sportscool, we'll give you 50,000 subscribers, or if you follow these exact guidelines and stop being you, and I tell them where they can stick it. Like, I mean, if you're a genuine person, if you're a real person, and you're not in it for the likes and the comments, and like, I love all my subscribers. I feel like I have a connection with you guys as like, and it's an extended family. I've talked about this before. Like seeing Pat come on here today and comment, and it's like a long lost cousin like that coming back. That's family that I've missed. It is. And obviously, as soon as I get done doing this video, I'm clicking over there and subscribing to his new channel. Like that goes without saying. So yeah, I would rather, for myself personally, stay myself and know that I did it the right way. Like in my own being, in my own heart and soul, feel like I did it the right way for me. It might not be the right way for everybody. And if you guys are out there coming up with the best thumbnails you can come up with, the best clickbait words that you can come up with, and it was okay. The other night, it's probably been a couple weeks ago. Capital G was doing a live stream, and he was trying to talk about what he should call this new series that he was going to do. And I was on there, and like the point was he was trying to figure out something that would get the likes and get the clicks and everything, and it turned into a very it turned into a very interesting thing, and it was crazy. Like I don't want to say argument, but the intense discussion that became from something that shouldn't have been that hard to come up with. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. I don't know. Like I feel like it all depends on what you want to be. Basically, at the end of the day, if your whole goal is, and like I'd like to get back up, and hit that 1,000 subscriber mark so I can get the monetization back. But at the same point, I'm not going to, start doing market watches every day, because I feel like enough people and the right people are doing them. Like I can watch V's market watch, and I can watch Robbie Cole's market watch, and know what's going on for the majority of the things that are changing regularly. But there are so many cards. So like, if I was ever going to start doing market watches and whatever like that, I would completely leave those top tier cards alone, because they're already covered. Everybody already knows what those cards are going for and how they're changing. And I would try to focus on finding real store cards that, oh, look, last week you could buy this card for 5 cents and now it's $3. Why? And like, that doesn't, I mean, $3 is not a valuable card. But if you had 50 of them and they went from 5 cents to $3 in a week, like, you might consider putting them on there, and should be about. Yeah. I haven't really been doing much Magic the Gathering. Like, I used to play, and I still have some cards, but I basically sold out the majority of my Magic stuff because we had a guy here in town that had a Magic shop, and he when he closed up his shop, I quit really doing Magic. But I still have some of the stuff, but Pat, that might be an avenue for you to look at. Like, I'm sure that they're like, people tend to forget that there's a huge Magic the Gathering following and market and that kind of stuff. And if you were to start doing market watches is for Commander on there, I'm sure that would shoot you up. First thing you know, the return of Pat has become, oh, you guys didn't like him in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Well, now he's the top Yu-Gi tuber in Magic, or the top, I guess, Magic tuber. I don't know what they call that. Oh yeah. What I will say about that is they are a different breed. Let's put it like that. They will absolutely, why are you playing that? Like, there is no such thing as, if you're trying to play in a tournament or something like that for Magic, you better not be trying to have fun. You better be out for blood. Like, from what I've seen, I don't know if it's the same everywhere. But anyway, guys, yeah, let's see. Okay, Pat, you're gonna have to explain that. I don't know what happened to Unsleeved Media. Anyway, so but yeah, I think the tier thing, like, I don't know, and maybe like I'm thinking that this would be way cooler than what it would actually turn into, but I wouldn't be at all unhappy to see, like, okay, say they've got the legendary tier where you can only use one card that's on that tier, and then maybe you have like, a silver and a bronze tier or something like that, a second and third tier. You can only use 2 cards from the silver tier, and you can only use 3 cards from the bronze tier. And like, it's basically like you're still playing with a banned, limited, and semi-limited list, but it's nothing's banned. Like, nothing, and you can play 1 card from this list, 2 cards from this list, 3 cards from this list. And I think it would make for some really exciting Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, and I don't know about you guys, but in recent years, there's always those formats that turn into, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh's not fun. Like, if it comes down to, okay, I lost the dice roll, I lost this game. Like, that shouldn't be how it is. Like, that's that. And there are a lot of games that it's not about the player. Like, it's this deck beats this deck, or yeah. And so, you know, less strategy, less skill, and the cards just get more broken by the set. Like, like they make cards now that would have never came out at the start of this game, obviously. And if they came out in later years, they'd be cards that got auto banned, like emergency banned or whatever. And now you start having cards that have 3 banned cards in one card. Like, it's yeah, no. Oh wow. Wow. Oh yeah, yes. I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. I don't know, like, but they've got that kind of stuff of in Yu-Gi-Oh too, Pat. Like, oh, G Hopper. You remember G Hopper, and that stuff that he was doing with, what was it, trading cards to underage girls for pictures or whatever, and then he ended up, whenever they investigated him, he was doing all kinds of inappropriate things with all kinds of people. As far as I know, he's still in prison too. So, yeah, I don't know about. I know when I played before, or there was was it 3 different formats that you can play in. Like, and I don't think they call them formats, but there's 3 different ways that you can play, and some of them, and I believe don't have anything banned, but you can only use certain numbers of some of them, or something like that. But yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think that the tier thing would be incredibly interesting, or some variation thereof, to where, I want to play Painful Choice. I want to play Delinquent Duo. I want to play cards like that at that, what, Cyber Jar or Fiber Jar. I really like any of them things like that, but I can only play one of it. So yeah, I don't know. I would like to see Yu-Gi-Oh, especially here in the TCG, like adapt more formats. As I like the fact, I like playing GOAT format. Like a lot of people, especially like older players, I found really like GOAT format. I've got a couple GOAT format decks I'm working on, and like I like the more slower game state, to where instead of, okay, I lost the dice roll, I'm going second, and I have to get through 15 negates, eights, and plus the hand traps, plus the back row, and you're going, there's it's GOAT format and stuff like that. It's a chess game, and you're playing, where every move matters more, and you're not worried about these extremely broken ass cards that they're coming out of their extra deck with, making these boards are just like, this is not what Yu-Gi-Oh should be like. Okay, the fact that I have the ability to play the same Lightsworn deck that I was playing in probably 2011, 2012, something like that, because none of that's on the list. It's so basically a full tier deck that I was winning with then is too slow to keep up with all these hand traps and all these negates. And even with my ability to play those same hand traps and those same negates that they're playing, I can't keep up with them. Like, and that never should be how it is. And I wish they would give me back Glow Up Bulb. I wish they would give me back Fairy Tale Snow, Grass is Greener, stuff like that. But it's a double-edged sword, because then you got some of them other decks that can use that stuff, and so they set up even better boards, and it's like, I don't know. It frustrates me when my deck bricks and I end up on a board that looks like Riding or something like that, and have to pass turn, and the deck I'm playing against bricks and ends on a board that has 5 extra deck monsters with multiple negates and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, you're just like, okay, we're not in the same league. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I can still compete with the decks, but I better open up the nuts like insane, and they better not have the hand traps and whatever. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. Yeah, Pat, have a good day, but it was great talking to you too. I'll definitely come sub to you. Yes, I think the speed duel concept is good. They could do it a little bit better. Yeah. Don't talk. Yeah, I don't want to talk about Zeus. Zeus is dumb. Yep, should be banned. And I feel like it will be. It just hasn't been out long enough yet. They have to get the reprint money on it. So, but yeah, guys. All right, I'm getting up to about an hour of this stream, and I wasn't planning on doing that much. I've got a bunch of cards I got to get listed today. I hope you guys give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And remember to let me know what you think about this tier concept. Would you guys be interested in playing it? What's the card that you would play? And what kind of deck would you run? Yep, check down in the description for all the links to my social medias. And any way you want to support the channel will be appreciated, guys. This is Sportskool77. I hope you guys are having a great day. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.